Welcome into Power 5 Picks, where we cover every single bowl game this college football postseason. We have a stretch of really solid games coming up, starting today with Iowa and Missouri in the Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee. Missouri is a 3-point favorite of this game. Over under is 40.5. Like I was saying, it's actually nice to talk about teams that actually are worthy of bowl games. I know Iowa's not great, Missouri is not great either. But we have a 9-3 team, an 8-4 team, a Big Ten, and SEC. I enjoy talking about both these conferences. We are a Big Ten podcast over here. You can see from our attire we're wearing today. So I do enjoy the Big Ten, and I do enjoy just rooting against the SEC. So that leaves us a great game today. From what I'm seeing, not a whole lot of opt outs. I know the big names, Caleb Johnson for Iowa is opting out their running back. Burden, the Missouri wide receivers opting out, and a couple other players, but nothing huge besides those two players. Cook, who is Missouri's quarterback, who's kind of been banged up all year, missed a couple games. I believe he is expected to play. Um, with that being said, I kind of love Iowa today. And I know it's kind of crazy to say it's Iowa. They don't have a whole lot of offense, and then they just lost their probably one and only offensive star in Caleb Johnson, their running back. So where's the offense going to come from? And then with the news of Cook expected to play, I think people are going to jump all over Missouri. And I'm seeing this line starting to go down towards the 2.5s, towards the twos. And so the definition of reverse line movement, taking an Iowa team who's already bad enough on offense without their star player. I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be on the Hawkeyes, which is kind of why I love them. I actually locked in a 3.5 last night. Like I said, I do think this is going to get down towards the twos. So I think it's moving in the wrong direction for that. But I like Iowa. I think Iowa wins it outright. I'll happily take them at the 3.5. But yeah, I think this should be an Iowa win. Kind of lean the over too, which is crazy in an Iowa game. But losing, like I said, their one offensive piece, everyone's just going to hammer the under. So I think Iowa is going to put up some points, going to find some offense. Their coach has a great bowl record as well. You know, when you go to Iowa, you're not, they say they're going to be battling for a national championship. Are they really though? Like this is their postseason is a pretty solid bowl game. They get up for these games. Their coaches, make sure the players play, make sure they get up for it as well. So I like Iowa. I think they care more. I think they are going to get it done. How about you?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Iowa plus the points here, and it's not a game that I necessarily love, but yeah, I just think later into the year, Missouri probably had higher aspirations and expectations than playing in the Music City Bowl here. They did start their season 6-1. Their only loss was a road loss to Texas A&M, so can't even really fault them for that. They did finish the year 3-2 in their final 5 games. Again, their only losses, road losses to Alabama and South Carolina. Um, but that South Carolina loss, really kind of took the wind out of their sails. That was their third loss late in the year, a really close game, 30-34, um, and kind of derailed their hopes of making the championship. So I feel like they were probably expecting a little bit better game to be playing in than the Music City Bowl. Iowa, on the other hand, off to a shaky start. Started 3-2, and then over to 4-3 after a pretty tough loss to Michigan State. I mean, with the way the year finished, it looks like a really bad loss. But after that, they went on to win 4 of their last 5, built a lot of momentum. Um, but they weren't really, they weren't sniffing the playoff. They were out of playoff contention early. They weren't really sniffing the rankings at all. So I just kind of like, I think they've been more focused on, like you said, this is kind of where they were supposed to be, or kind of their ceiling after that loss to Michigan State of where they could be this year. So, yeah, I think Iowa comes more prepared for this game. Yeah, I kind of like your over too with Burden out and Iowa's running back out as well. But yeah, I'll give out Iowa plus the points here. Um, yeah, I think they win this one outright too.
I love it. I do follow those, how the conferences are doing in the bowl games. And I just, I usually root against some major Big Ten teams, for example, Michigan State, Ohio State, teams like that. But bowl season, I'll still maybe root against Ohio State. But I do enjoy rooting for the Big Ten, hoping that they can, beat the SEC in the bowl record. And, no better way to get ahead than a head-to-head matchup against an SEC school. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, there's a lot bigger and better games coming up, including my Michigan Wolverines tomorrow. That's going to be an ugly, ugly game. But we do have a college football playoff game tomorrow, as well as 3 other college football playoff games on Wednesday. So stay tuned for a lot of big games, big ranked matchups, playoff games over here on Power 5 Picks. We're covering every single bowl game this season. So come over here for a quick little preview. We'll give our best bets, and hopefully you guys can win some money. Until then, guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listening to cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast, Better in Green.